welcome to my channel. This week I have been working on a new cosplay and it's from a show that I am obsessed with at the moment. It is so good. I love it. You guys might have heard of it. It's called Miraculous Ladybug or Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. Anyway, I just call it Miraculous Ladybug. But anyway, I absolutely love the show at the moment. I think it is incredible and I've watched it too many times now. I really wanted to make myself Ladybug's cosplay, and so that's what I did this week, and I filmed the entire process so that I could show you guys how to make it. This is mainly just about the bodysuit, so I haven't really done the mask or the hair yet, but for this video I'm going to show you guys how I made my Ladybug bodysuit. For this video we're going to be using this pattern. It's by McCall. For this pattern, if you can't find it in your local stores, you can get it off eBay. All you need is the name of the brand, which is McCall's, and then you need the number, which is here. And I will put it in the description box down below if you can't see it in this video. Everything that I use in this video will be in the description box down below, and if you have any questions, because I can understand sometimes working with fabrics and stuff can be really confusing, so don't forget to leave a comment down below if you have any questions or anything at all. So yeah, I bought this one off eBay because it was sold out in all the spotlights here, so yeah, it's definitely a good one to get. So that is all I have to say. Let's get into this video and I will show you guys how to become a ladybug. Okay, so let's start off with the fabric. I bought this red spotted fabric off eBay and it's a 4-way stretch, which is super important to have when making a bodysuit. This will allow the fabric to stretch over the body. The fabric I'm using is the black texture fabric from Yaya's fabric collection. It's only really a 1-way stretch, which will work well since it's only for detail. Now you need to cut out the pattern. We're using pattern A, so only cut out the pieces that are for A. For Ladybug, her suit covers her neck, hands and feet, which this pattern doesn't. So I'm going to show you some simple tricks to make your own pattern pieces. First, let's start with the shoe pattern. I'm using the shoe because of its heel, which is similar to Ladybug's. Cover the shoe with glad wrap, and then use duct tape over the glad wrap. I then got a Sharpie and drew in where the line should be. There should be one down the front, back, and around the sole. And cut it out. Place these pieces onto the paper and trace around. You will need to add seam allowance, which should be about 1 to 1.5 centimeters. Now you have your shoe pattern. Next is the collar. I used my mannequin stand for this. Using the glad wrap again, I covered the neck area and duct taped over it. I then drew in the lines where the side seams and back were. I then cut the pieces out. Make sure to mark which pieces are the front and the back, as you don't want to get it mixed up. Then, like the shoes, place the pieces on the paper and add the seam allowance. If you're worried about the size, measure your neck and the McCall's pattern neckline and make sure they match. Next is the glove. Gloves are the part I hate doing the most, but I have a trick. Get 2 pieces of the red fabric, place your hand on the fabric and draw around it. Then go to the sewing machine and sew where you drew the lines. If it's too big, you can take it in, just mark where you need to do it. This trick makes it easier because you can just unpick it and stitch without cutting the fabric. Once it's a perfect fit, you can then cut the gloves out and use the piece to make the other glove. Super duper easy. it's time to cut out all the pieces. Pin your pattern to the fabric. For the whole bodysuit, I used about 2 meters of the red fabric. For the best result, make sure you stick to the green line on your pattern. Once all the red pieces are cut out, you can then cut out all the black pieces like the spots and the collar. I cut out all the spots individually. This is up to you. I wanted all my pieces to match, so I chose to stitch all the spots on, but you can paint them if you prefer. I just would recommend testing it first. The first part you should sew on the suit is the spot. It's easier to sew them on when they are all still in pieces and not sewn together. Once they are sewn, you can then sew the shoulders and seams and side seams of the bodysuit. Then sew the black spots over the seams. This will hide the seams a little bit more. Don't cut away the excess seam allowance until you are sure that it fits. With the sleeves, sew the spots on first, then sew the sleeves together. Also always use pins. Spandex can be very slippery and pins will help hold it together perfectly. Always remember to check the fit. I pinned around my wrist because this is where there's too much extra fabric, so I have pinned where I need to take it in. Then I attach the gloves to the rest of the sleeve. You also have the option of shortening the length of the sleeve if it's too long. Now it's time to attach the collar. Make sure you have cut 2 pieces out for the collar. Start by stitching along the top. Then on the good side, stitch the black to the red bodysuit neckline. Before stitching the collar down, add your zip. Once the zip is in, pin the other side of the collar down and stitch right in between the black and the red so that you can hide the stitching. I've added a hook and bar at the top to keep the zip from opening. Now you can stitch the back seam down and finish off the legs. Now there is one more thing to do. Sew the shoe part together and attach it to the bodysuit. Be careful about how small you make the ankle measurement, as you want to be able to fit the shoe in. If you'd like to see how to make the yo-yo, check out my other video, which I will link in the description box and at the end of this video. And that's it. For the best result, pin and take in areas where the suit is too long or too big so that it can sit perfectly.